Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with two items that I purchased at the drugstore. I was able to find one of the little 4-pan palettes from e.l.f., the minis from their mint collection inside of Target. They only had the one, and I know there's two available. One of them has kind of some more neutral shades, but I love a pretty mint green, and I've gotten along pretty well with the little palettes that I've gotten from e.l.f. like this. I've also gotten along well with some of their larger palettes, but $3. Very pretty mint shadow palette. These shimmers are a little bit thicker. You can see there's a little bit of thickness to them, so I'll blend them out a little bit here. But they do have a pretty shine to them. So 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, and that is from the mint collection. It's the Mint to Be palette from e.l.f. I was surprised to see it inside the store at Target. Then I also got another shade of the new Covergirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder with hyaluronic acid vitamin C complex. So there's 11 grams, 0.39 ounces of product in here. I had hauled one of these a couple weeks back, and I got the translucent version, which looks white in the pan. And when I used that to set my face, it felt comfortable and everything like that, but it gave my overall skin appearance a lighter, almost like white cast, and I'm pretty fair, so I was like, what the heck? So I decided to go ahead and get one that had a little bit of color to it, and I had tried that translucent powder underneath my eyes to set my concealer, and I did not like the way that it looked underneath the eyes. There's like a little bit of a like pearlescence to it or something that just didn't look flattering under my eyes. I felt like it accentuated lines and stuff. So I thought maybe it was just the shade and I should try a skin tone version. So this one is the next shade down, and it's the Fair Ivory 200 shade. And I set my whole face with this the other day. I did not like it. There's something about the way this looks on the skin that just doesn't look that cute. And I like the claims of this powder. That's why I really wanted to like make it work, because it's got hyaluronic acid and the vitamin C in there. And this is a pretty spendy little powder from the drugstore too, from CoverGirl. But I mean, for what it's worth, I'll give you a little swatch. Then I was like, well, maybe I need a deeper shade yet, but I think I'm going to call it at that with this shade, because as you can see there, it does match my skin tone pretty decently, but I just did not like the way that my skin looks with either the translucent one or this shade here, which is the Fair Ivory, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know. I think that it like emphasizes texture when it's supposed to says wrinkle blurring. Anyway, that's the CoverGirl Simply Ageless in Fair Ivory. If you've tried this powder, I'd love to know your experience on it, because I'm wondering if I'm the only one that feels that way. And then I ended up looking at the cheek products from CoverGirl because somebody had recommended the Cheekers bronzers, but I couldn't find it. Where was I? I think it was in Walmart, and I couldn't find like the Cheekers bronzer, so I'll have to keep looking. But I did see this blush that looked quite nice, and it's the Cheekers blush in 107 Flushed, and it's just a really pretty pink shade, and I've worn this like quite a few times so far, and it's very easy to use, simple blush. It's got a glow factor to it. It's not a shimmer, but it's not totally flat either. There's a little bit of like a satin glow to it, which looks really pretty on the cheeks. And there's a total of 0.12 ounces of product in here, which is pretty good. The only thing I could say is I wish they would maybe switch up the pan size, because if you use a fluffy blush brush, it's a little hard to get the product evenly distributed on your brush. You know what I mean? Like if you can't like swirl, you have to swipe back and forth, and then the blush will just be concentrated on a part of the brush, which is nitpicky, I know, because it's pretty affordable and it is a nice blush color. But anyway, that is the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in 107 Flushed right there, and it's just a really pretty pink. And then I've been wanting to try this concealer from Ilia for quite some time, but it always seemed like the lightest shade was going to be too dark for me. And then they came out with some new shades. It's the True Skin Serum Concealer. This one is smoothing, brightening, stabilized vitamin C, and mastic is what it says on there. And Ilia is a clean beauty brand, so I also like that about it. And I got the new shade in Mallow. So it's SC 0.25, and it has pink undertones. And this concealer, I really like it. But I want to get the next shade deeper with a pink undertone to mix with it, because this is just a little bit too light. I find that that's kind of what I have to do with most concealers, is when they have the undertones to them, because I really have a strong pink undertone, is get the lightest with the pink undertone and then the next one down as well. But Sephora and Beautylish have been sold out of that shade for like quite some time, but I do like the way this feels underneath the eyes. I've got a really dry under eye, so I really like a concealer that has some like nourishing aspects to it. So it says on the packaging here, skin that looks like skin, a clean, silicone and fragrance free, medium coverage, and I think it's a medium buildable type of a coverage concealer with skincare benefits. The ultra lightweight formula blends easily to help reduce the appearance of dark circles, discolorations and blemishes. Enriched with stabilized vitamin C, Albizia, Julabresin bark extract, I butchered that, and mastic. The hydrating and brightening formula helps to increase cellular energy and protect skin from environmental damage. So I've used this a couple times. I've mixed it with like a deeper shade of the Kosas, but I can't get a real feel for it until I get a shade that really matches me well. I have worn it by itself too, and it, like I said, it blends out really nice, but it's a very brightening because it's a little bit too light. So I'll just go ahead and swatch it anyways, but I'm happy that they've expanded the shade range in this clean beauty brand as well, which Kosas also recently did too. So that's the 0.25 shade right there in Mallow. And it's got just a, I don't know, it just feels really nice. And again, that is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. And then I purchased 2 new palettes from Nars from their Uninhibited collection. This first one is the Blush Duo, and it is called the Uninhibited Blush Duo. This is the box packaging. So there's 2 blush shades in here. One is Tempted and the other is Deep Throat. And each shade is 0.33 ounces according to the back of the packaging, which is a really nice amount of product that you're getting. The actual packaging has got like raised Nars on it, which is kind of cute. I love that Nars is spicing up their packaging and kind of doing different things from their original black. And it's a hard plastic. And then you've got the 2 shades of blush there. This one right here called Tempted is like a bronzy peach with a shimmer to it. And then you've got the Deep Throat shade. For my blush today, I used the pink and I mixed in a little bit of this one with the shimmer. And that's what I have for a blush on my face. And just really nice cheap products from Nars. I had no trouble with, you know, them being pressed too hard, which I've had that happen with some of their products in the past. And they blended out really nice and they picked up on a brush really nice. So the formula is a good one in this guy. So you've got the Tempted shade and then the Deep Throat right there, which is kind of a mauve pink. And you've got it in this really pretty packaging. I also purchased the Uninhibited eyeshadow palette. It's got the same style of packaging. And then this guy has got 9 shadows that are 0.05 ounces each, which is a pretty decent amount of product that you're getting per shadow. And there are 3 matte eyeshadows, which are these 3 right here. You've got one shadow that's really sparkly that has some fine micro glitter in it, which is this one right here. And I've got that kind of on the center of my lid. This is the palette that I have on my eyes today. And I did get quite a bit of fallout with that guy, but that would be the micro glitters. So maybe a glitter base or something like that would have helped better. And then you've got kind of a satin shade right there. And then some really pretty shimmers in these guys right there. I had a little bit of fallout with this guy, and I also had just a little bit of trouble getting the matte shades to blend in with the shimmers after I had the shimmer down. I found like it didn't want to like mix in with the shimmer shades, so I had to kind of keep going back and forth between the shades to get them to mix. Otherwise, I had pretty decent luck with this palette. I put this one underneath the brow and was continuing to blend with this matte shade, and I just had to kind of keep going back and forth between the shades to get them to look a little more blended together. But other than that, I got along with it pretty well. So let's give you some swatches here. And I mean, in terms of the shades that you're getting, very on par with Nars shades. I don't think there's anything super new or spectacular in this guy, but it is a cute little 9-pan palette nonetheless. So there's the first 4. And then you got these guys. I was able to make it a standalone eyeshadow palette too, with that lighter shimmer in there. And it's almost like something about those brown shades kind of turns it into a grungy, warm palette. That's how I feel like the eye looks. And then this matte brown. So it's a warm palette, but there's a little bit of a, I don't know, a grunginess to it, I think. And I do like the way that the look turned out on my eyes. It was just, I did have to work a little bit to blend the shimmers with the mattes. So that is the Nars Uninhibited eyeshadow palette. And I did just recently order their summer stuff, the summer, I think, bronze duo, and their eyeshadow palette, and that one looks kind of similar to this, so I'm interested to compare them. And then lastly from Nars, I decided to try one of their soft matte tinted lip balms, and I got the shade Intimate, and it comes in silver packaging with Nars on it, and it's got a click style packaging on there. So it's kind of a mid-tone warm brown shade. And it is a little bit deeper than I was thinking it was going to be, but it's going to be one of those products that I can just throw on. And they do call it a matte lip balm, but you can tell there's like some moisturization and mixed in with like a little bit of silicones in there, so it's very comfortable on the lips. And I don't necessarily feel like it looks matte on the lips, more like a satin is what I would call it. I haven't had it long enough to like continually wear it to see if it's very moisturizing or anything like that, but I can say it's comfortable on the lips. So that's the Uninhibited shade right there. I was just wishing it was a little bit lighter. And believe it or not, that is everything that I got in that I purchased this week. I was kind of like in a dry spell, and then over the last couple days some new stuff came out, so I've got quite a few orders that are on the way. But everything from here forward will be stuff that I got in PR. I've actually got quite a bit of PR recently, and I'm very appreciative of all the PR that I get, but some fun stuff. This first little set is new from Goss, and these are the Radiance Boosting Face Palettes. So there are 3 of them in 3 different shade ranges, kind of like a light, medium, and a deep. And I have got the lightest one on my skin today to both bronze and a slight contour in the back of the cheekbone. The packaging is the same style of packaging that his highlighting and blush duos come in, and there's a total of 0.58 ounces of product in here, so you're getting a pretty substantial amount in each shade. And this one is the light gold, which is again the lightest one, and you have got the soft gold glow, which is kind of the bronzer style, and then you have got the light taupe. This light taupe shade is a perfect contour shade on a really fair skin. It doesn't pull, you know, overly ashy, but it doesn't pull warm either. It's got a very nice shadow effect, and you just need a little bit. So like today, I used this Yano series by Beautylish, and I took just like the tiniest dab, like that much, if even that much, and just put it in the back, the very back part of my cheekbone, and then faded it inwards. And that's typically what I do when I'm looking for an even more sculpted cheek with a contour product. And then I did use this bronzer all over my face today for a bronze. And the bronzer does look really pretty on my skin tone. It does lean warm, and I think it tends to look a little bit warmer than the base of it actually is, because there are some really, really fine golden shimmers that run through it. So it's going to be a fun one going into the summertime. I've actually been using this bronzer for the most part all week long, and it blends out really nice. It has nice pigmentation, but it's not like too much where it becomes difficult to work with. And then the contour is a beautiful shade of contour. So here's the bronzer right here. Well, it's the soft gold glow, and then here's the light taupe right there. So you can see that sheen in that bronzer. And then I want to swatch it next to 2 bronzers that I get a lot of use out of, so you can really see the tones compared to these ones. So this first one is the Fenty In The Sun, which mine is almost used up, but let's try to get some out of here, off the edges. So there's In The Sun, which is a matte bronzer. And then the other one I have is the Ilia Drawn In Night Light Bronzing Powder right here, which I also got to get off the edge here. I just want you guys to be able to see the tones of these next to the Goss one. So you can kind of see this one's got more warmth to it. This one's a bit cooler. And then this one has got almost a slight bit of a yellow hint to it. So there's the Goss duo, and there's the Ilia, and there is the Fenty In The Sun right there. So you can see those tones, but you can see that that's got like a little golden shift to it. This next one is the Satin Bronze Duo. You've got a bronze glow and a medium taupe in here. And I did use this guy as well, and I can get away with using this one, but I do have to be a little bit lighter handed because it's deeper, and so I have to blend it out a little bit more on the skin. But this one has also got a little bit of a golden sheen in the bronzer half, and then a really nice kind of contour to go along with it. And they feel just really nice, finely milled powders. But you can see right there just how much deeper my skin tone, that medium one ends up being. And then the third one is the deep copper shade, and it is the darkest of the three. So you've also got a bronzer shade that has a little bit of shimmer running through it. I don't think that one's quite has the golden shimmer like the light one does, but there is a bit in there. And then you've got the matte contour. And I've just swatched this one because I know it's too dark for me. So you've got light gold right here, satin bronze right here, and then the last one is the deep copper duo right there. And when I've used the contour shade with the lightest one, I think that this contour pairs really, really well with that bronzing shade. And I do have that duo on my cheeks today, but they're very lovely products. Wayne Goss makes very lovely products in general, and I don't think these are any different. And a big thank you to Wayne Goss and the Beautylist team for sending those over. And then next up, I got a PR package from MAC, which is a total full circle moment for me. They sent me over the new Glow Play lip balms, and this is kind of the promo picture that came in the package. So there are 6 shades of them, and these are the same type of lip balms that came out with the Black Cherry collection. And I actually had I think it was on Nordstrom, I found them in stock, and I had the Floral Coral and the Pinking of You. I was going to order those as backups, and then I got these new 6 balms, and they're the same formula, that Glow Play formula. I still kind of want a backup of the Pinking of You shade, because I feel like it gives a really unique glow to the lips, but I may hold back because I have these other ones. I had to go get the nude one out of my jacket pocket because I've been carrying it in there, but they did come out with a clear one. It's $4.50 Halo at Me. And this packaging has got like a frosted acrylic top. So this is the clear one. And these don't have a ton of scent to them. Oftentimes MAC products are scented with like a vanilla, but I don't really smell much. So that's the clear one right there. And then we've got Sweet Treat 451. And this is the one I've been wearing the most. It's a nude. Surprise, surprise. I've actually got this lip balm on my lips today mixed in with a bit of the House of Sillage Nude Secura lipstick to give a little bit more opacity to it. But otherwise, this is such an easy balm to throw on. It was kind of the color I was hoping that Nars lip balm would be, but that one ended up being darker. I love this shade of lip balm. So it's the Sweet Treat shade right here. Just a nice little hint of nude. And then we've also got the Floral Coral shade, which came out with the Black Cherry collection. So I don't need a backup of this guy. I still do want a backup of the Pinking of You though. Then we've got Rouge Awakening, which is got a slight tangerine undertone to it. And then That Tickles 452, which is a deep kind of brown. But look how like easy these are to throw on. And what I really love about them is the super glossy finish that they give the lips. Like they just look juicy. And then the last one is Grapely Admired, which is a deep kind of grape purple shade right there. And then I will swatch the Pinking of You one as well. So here's the Pinking of You shade that came out with the Black Cherry collection. You can still find these at some retailers. But this one here, it gives a really beautiful glow to the lips. You can kind of see the coolness factor compared to the other ones. And I love the formulation of these balms and the high shine that they give the lips. I think I'm still going to go ahead and try to find another one of the Pinking of You shade. But I got another one of the corals. So anyway, those are the new MAC Glow Play lip balms right there. And huge thank you to MAC for sending these over. This next product I actually had in my bucket on Sephora for when the sale goes live on the 9th. So I can go ahead and remove it because they were nice enough to send it to me in PR. And this is from Farmacy. It's their latest launch. It's the Feeling Good Hyaluronic Acid Plumping Serum. So it comes in a pump style packaging right there, and then I'll read a little bit about it on the box packaging. It says a skin plumping micro filling serum that hydrates and smooths the look of fine lines. This powerful formula features advanced multi-molecular hyaluronic acid designed to penetrate the skin more effectively, along with amino acids and vegan collagen peptides to deliver visibly plump, healthy looking skin. Apply to skin AM and PM. So I got this I think on Tuesday, and I've used it every single night since then, so 4 nights in a row. and I feel like I notice a difference in the amount of hydration that I have on my skin. One of my favorite things that I've been doing lately, especially in my night routine, is layering serums, not necessarily like facial oils, but serums, like products like these. I like to put a pump or two of serums, like massage it in, and then I go over it with another one. I feel like they just absorb into the skin a lot easier than some like thicker products do. So I layer up those serums, and then I go over it with a layer of the True Cream moisturizing balm, and I feel like that really, you know, locks those serums into my skin. I've really been enjoying this. I've also used it around my eyes. Like I would tap a little bit of it around my eyes layered with my other products, and then top that with a thicker eye cream. And I don't know, I think that my skin looks really hydrated. Granted, it's a lot warmer outside, and I haven't had any strange reactions or anything like that on my skin. There's kind of a unique scent to it. It's definitely, I think it comes from propolis, because I've got a couple other products that have propolis in it, and that's what it smells like, because there's propolis in this one as well. But a huge thank you to Farmacy for sending this over. It's their new Feeling Good serum. I was so excited to get this. And then I got a PR package from Covergirl, and the way that they package this is just so ingenious. So they put it in this cardboard style box, but the entirety of this packaging is like a biodegradable paper, and it's loaded with little seeds all over in it. So you soak this packaging in water, and then you plant it, and a whole bunch of like wildflowers will grow. And I've gotten a couple of like little cards with sayings on them and stuff like that that were plantable as well, and I've planted them in pots, and flowers grow. So my mom actually has some big pots like up on her deck and stuff that we always plant flowers in, and I'm going to take this package and I'm going to plant it in one of her big planters, because I just think it's great. The other thing that has them in there is the card that talks about the product. This card is also that same paper material that, you know, will disintegrate in the ground, and then flowers will grow. And I just get to thinking, how come all packaging can't just be like this so that we could just plant it all, you know? And I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense to me, but I had heard it's quite expensive to make. It also came with these little wildflower planters as well, and they are promoting their new Lash Blast Clean Volume Mascara. And I'd actually purchased this mascara quite some time ago and really, really like the formulation of it. It gives a real clean volume and length to it. 3 coats is what I would use to kind of build up that volume, but it really separates and gives a fine coat over each lash, so you really get like a wispy lash look. And 3 coats gave me nice volume and length, and it didn't flake or smudge on me. And I was actually going to repurchase that mascara until I got into the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational one. I've repurchased this guy a couple times, but I'm happy to have these because I do enjoy this mascara for a clean lash look. There's also a little reusable bag in there. And then here are your mascaras. They sent me Very Black and Black Brown, and it's got the rubber style bristle brush, which I happen to really like those style of brushes. And a huge thank you to Covergirl for sending over that PR package. I love the whole aesthetic of the PR package, being able to plant it. I think that's just great. And then the last PR package that I have is from Saturday Skin. They reached out to me and asked if they could send me some products. And this is a brand that I've been intrigued by but haven't tried any of their products yet. So they sent over 5 products, and then they also sent over a reusable cotton face mask. So this will come in handy for sure. And I've used all but one of these products so far, so I have a few opinions, but I've definitely not had them long enough to form an overall opinion. So I love a good acid, and I was excited about this, but I was also intimidated. There's the Saturday Skin 10% glycolic acid and pore control complex. So it's a pore clarifying toner. I use the Pixie Glow Tonic every single morning and night, and that's a 5% glycolic. I've dove into higher glycolic acids, and I always I think the last one I tried was from Summer Fridays. That one was too much for me, so I went in with this one cautiously. Last night I used it in lieu of the Pixie and put it over my face, and it felt really nice. I did notice that my skin felt a little bit more tight, which is a pore tightening toner, but my skin doesn't feel overly dry or disturbed with the higher percentage of glycolic acid in this one that it has with some others. It doesn't feel tight or anything like that. So I'm going to dabble with this guy probably twice a week. It does say on the packaging maybe use 3 to 5 times a week, but I'm probably not going to overdo it and probably just do to 2 times a week in conjunction with another product that they sent. And this is the Saturday Skin Rub-A-Dub Refining Peel Gel. And I was like kind of confused by this one. So I used this last night, right? Which it's a glycolic acid and it's a stronger acid than the ones that I have been using. So this morning I thought I'd try this little guy right here. And it comes out like a lotion style and there's some little blue beads in there. But those little beads aren't like, they don't feel exfoliating at all. So you're supposed to rub it on your skin for like a minute, which is what I was doing. And I was like, how is this supposed to exfoliate my skin? Because there's no scrubbies in it, right? And the more like I was exfoliating it, then I started to feel like pieces of things. And the only conclusion that I could come to is that was skin. It was like the skin was, it was sloughing off the skin. So there's something in here that breaks down that skin on the face without using physical scrubbies, which is very, very intriguing to me because the scrubbies do really exfoliate nice. I've got some ones that I use, like one from Lancer that I really love and stuff. But I always end up with more redness and stuff on my skin because those are like physical little exfoliators. So I'm really intrigued by the fact that this is getting off that skin with no physical exfoliators in it. So I used that toner last night and I followed up with this guy this morning and my skin feels really, really nice. I am going to use probably the Saturday Skin twice a week, and then the morning after I use the toner, I'm going to follow up with this guy and see how it goes, because so far, for that being such a high percentage of glycolic acid and this being an exfoliator, they're doing the job, but my skin isn't feeling stripped or irritated. And I've given myself acid burns before. So that's what I was really nervous about, the glycolic, but it didn't overdo it at all. So I'm excited about those two products. And this Rub-A-Dub Refining Peel Gel, what an interesting product to be able to get that skin off with no physical scrubbies. They also sent this Yuzu Vitamin C Sleep Mask, and this is the only product that I haven't tried just yet. This is what the packaging comes like. Right there, very cute. This is a Korean brand. Everything is made in Korea. And then they've got the Waterfall Glacial Water Cream. So I use this as well. And this is a thinner gel serum-y like moisturizer. So I use products like this with that thinner gel-like texture because they absorb really well too. And I use them like serums and then top them over again with something like the Belief that's heavier. And I like to use them like that. I didn't have any irritation from this guy either. And again, I use it just like a serum. And then the last product is the Saturday Skin Avocado and Date Seed Wide Awake Brightening Eye Cream. So I've used this I think 4 times. I used it morning and night. I'm such a layering person, so I haven't used it by itself, and it's a gel thin like serum texture as well. So I top products like this with a thicker type of a cream because I have that drier skin type. So I've been using this product as well like a serum product underneath heavier eye creams, and I haven't had any strange reactions, or there's been no milia or any breakouts or anything like that around my eyes. So I will continue to use these products from Saturday Skin, and I'm actually probably going to jump on the Sephora website and see if there's some other products in the range that kind of intrigue me, because I've been pretty impressed with the products that I've tried so far. The 2 moisturizers are just lighter than something that I need for my skin, but that gel type texture absorbs really easily, so that's why I like to layer them. Fun stuff right there from Saturday Skin, and a huge thank you to them for sending over those products. So that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.